as the border crisis continues, Republicans are still trying to find a plan that all of the caucus can get behind. A great news story up on Newsmax.com right now shows that conservatives are slamming House Speaker John Boehner's newly announced $1.5 billion option. Boehner's plan is significantly lower than the president's $3.7 billion request, but many still say there should be no additional spending of taxpayer dollars to house undocumented or illegal children. In fact, some Republicans say the federal government needs to send all those illegal kids back to Central America right away. Louisiana GOP Congressman John Fleming says the border crisis is, quote, a problem created by the DACA law. DACA stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. It's one of President Obama's executive orders, and it allows minors to stay in the U.S. if they were brought here by their illegal immigrant parents. Fleming says any solution to the problem must require the president to rescind his order on DACA. Also, co-founder of Tea Party Patriots Jenny Beth Martin said this about Boehner's plan: no border bailout, period. Also referring to the president's plan, Boehner's $1.5 billion option slashes President Obama's, again by more than half, but the GOP's conservative wing, as you heard there, criticizing both Boehner's plan and the president's plan for being too expensive and too broad.
And an article in the Wall Street Journal is blasting President Obama for his lack of leadership on the global stage. The article criticizes Obama for ignoring major conflicts around the world so that he could focus on fundraising and domestic democratic politics. Mainly, the editorial by Daniel Henninger trashes the president for his weak response to Russia following the downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. Right now, a second Dutch military plane carrying victims of that Malaysian airline crash is headed for the Netherlands. Nearly 300 people, most of them Dutch, were killed when the plane was shot down by pro-Russian separatists in eastern Ukraine. Yesterday, the Dutch government held a national day of mourning for the victims of flight MH17. And an Al Algeria flight carrying more than 100 people has vanished over northern Mali on its way back to Algeria. Authorities say they lost contact with the plane an hour after it took off today. Emergency teams are working to figure out what happened. The flight was traveling from Burkina Faso to Algeria when it went missing. The BBC is reporting the pilot notified air traffic control that it was changing course due to the weather. And the loss of this aircraft marks the third major incident involving an aircraft in just a week.
Meantime, Francesca, back on Capitol Hill, the hunt for missing IRS emails continues. IRS Commissioner John Koskinen was back in front of the House Oversight Committee for the third time in just 2 months this week. He continued to defend his agency, saying that they've done nothing wrong here. But members of the committee still aren't buying it, and they are determined to get to the bottom of the missing emails or some of the destroyed hard drives. And there are investigators now saying that some of those emails may be recoverable and floating around somewhere.
4 days after, on a Friday, 4 days after, we knew there was emails we were getting from Justice that we weren't getting from the Internal Revenue Service. Well, all I'm saying is that timing is pretty suspect. Yeah. One computer crashed, no, it was 7, no, it was 8, now it may be up to 20. We can confirm that there's no backup tapes that are available. Oh, we can't confirm that now. There may be one available.
You can understand Jim Jordan's frustration there, the Republican congressman responding to conflicting testimony given by Koskinen. Some lawmakers still believe those emails will prove the White House used the IRS to target conservative groups.